Good morning and welcome back to the Mining Stock Daily Morning Briefing, presented by the Clear Commodity Network and delivering today's top news in mining and mineral exploration. From the new ClearCom studios, here's your host, Trevor Hall.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Mining Stock Daily Morning Briefing. This is Trevor Hall, and it is Tuesday, June 2nd. Gold's bouncing up over 1% today to $4,559 an ounce on that front month contract. Silver is up about 2% to $76.74. And copper is continuing yesterday's 2.5% move with another 1.3% gain this morning to $6.63 a pound. For the first time in 3 decades, gold has overtaken U.S. Treasuries as the most important reserve asset held by central banks globally. Central banks now hold approximately $4 trillion in gold versus $3.9 trillion in U.S. government bonds. That's a shift driven by de-dollarization, inflation concerns, and over 1,000 tons of net central bank buying last year alone. In news out of the Australian mining sector this morning, Elliott Investment Management, that's an $80 billion activist fund, has published a 39-page letter calling on Northern Star Resources to explore a sale of the company. Northern Star is Australia's largest gold miner, currently trading around $18.81 Australian against a 52-week high of $32.73. Elliott's case: world-class assets destroyed value by poor execution. 7 guidance misses in 4 years. CEO departed. KCGM mill cost blown from the 250 million Australian to over 1.5 billion. Elliott sees a $42 billion in fair value against a current market cap of 27 billion, and is calling for an immediate strategic review, board refresh, and a new CEO. Agnico Eagle, Goldfields, Anglo Gold, and Newmont are named as logical buyers. All right, stirring up the pot a little bit down in Australia. We'll get to the news out of the miners and explorers here in just a moment, but first a quick word about today's sponsor. This episode of Mining Stock Daily is brought to you by Vizsla Silver. Vizsla Silver is advancing the Panuco Silver Gold Project in Sinaloa, Mexico, one of the highest grade undeveloped silver projects in the world. The project hosts a large near-surface resource with exceptional grades, and the company recently secured a working capital facility with the Mexican government's mining finance institution in support of Panuco's development. You can learn more at vizslasilver.ca.
From power generation to steelmaking, coal still drives the global economy. And the Coal Trader podcast from Clear Commodity Network is where the industry comes to talk about it. Join me, Matt Warder, and my partner Joe Aldina as we break down the latest trends in thermal and met coal, explore shifting market dynamics, and sit down with industry veterans and executives for unfiltered, insightful conversations. Listen to Coal Trader podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or at clearcommodity.net. Clear Commodity Network, digital news on the physical markets.
And here's what you need to know this morning. Cabral Gold has drilled what its vice president of exploration is calling one of the best holes ever at the Cuyu Gold District, a 107.6 meter intercept grading 2.5 grams per ton gold from a depth of 162.7 meters at the Jerimum-Cima target in the Pará state of Brazil. And that intercept includes 17.8 meters of 13 grams per ton gold from a depth of 232.9 meters. It's also highlighted by a 3.8 meter zone approaching 60 grams per ton. Jerimum-Cima has now been defined across approximately 900 meters of strike length with multiple zones of gold mineralization, and the system remains open to the east and at depth. Cabral holds a 100% interest in the Cuyu district, and they trade on the venture with the symbol CBR. Q2 Metals has reported results from drill hole 71 at the Cisco Lithium project in the James Bay region of Quebec, with the hole returning multiple wide intercepts, including 264.6 meters of 1.84% lithium oxide and 152.9 meters of 1.59% lithium oxide within a single continuous spodumene pegmatite system. Cisco already hosts the largest hard rock lithium deposit in the Western Hemisphere, with an inferred mineral resource of 295 million tons grading 1.36% lithium oxide, comprising of 270 million tons pit constrained and 24 million tons underground. Today's results are from the winter portion of the 2026 drill program and add further width and grade to the deposit's growing footprint. Q2 Metals trades on the venture with QTWO. Central Asia Metals has announced a proposed all-share acquisition of Cygnus Metals, valued at approximately $232 million Australian. That's a 60% premium to Cygnus's closing price on yesterday. Under the terms, Cygnus shareholders will receive 0.06 new Central Asian Metals shares per Cygnus share, with existing CAML shareholders retaining approximately 70% of the combined company and Cygnus shareholders holding approximately 30%. The deal gives Central Asia Metals a foothold in Canada through Cygnus's flagship Chibougamau Copper Gold Project in Quebec. It's a high-grade development asset that adds to CAML's existing portfolio of producing assets in North Macedonia and Kazakhstan. The scheme meeting is expected in mid-September 2026, with implementation shortly thereafter. Cygnus Metals trades on the venture with CYG. GreenLight Metals has reported additional drill results from the Bend VMS deposit in Wisconsin, with the hole returning 27.7 meters of just over 1% copper and 0.97 grams per ton gold. That's a 2.1% copper equivalent, and that included 16.5 meters of 3.14% copper equivalent. The Bend deposit sits on the Pinokian volcanic belt in Sawyer County, Wisconsin, approximately 50 kilometers southeast of the former producing Flambeau copper zinc gold mine. GreenLight has $9.5 million exploration budget for this year and targets approximately 30,000 meters of drilling, with a NI 43-101 compliant resource estimated targeted by year end. They trade on the venture with GRL and on the OTC with GRLMF. Newcore Gold has increased its 2026 drill program at the Enchi Gold Project in Ghana to 80,000 meters, the third program expansion this year, up from 60,000 meters announced in March. 4 drill rigs are now active on site following the completion of a $15 million equity financing, with the expanded program covering resource conversion, resource growth, and discovery drilling across the property. A pre-feasibility study is underway and targeted for completion by the end of this month. They trade on the venture with NCAU. Integra Resources has appointed Ausenco Engineering USA South as its lead partner for detailed engineering at the DeLamar Gold-Silver Project in southwestern Idaho, with SLR Consulting retained by Ausenco to bring specialized heap leach, metallurgical, and mine planning expertise to the project. The scope covers engineering design advancement, procurement planning, constructability reviews, and project execution planning. The appointment coincides with the launch of the NEPA public scoping and stakeholder engagement period. The BLM published the Notice of Intent on the Federal Register back on Friday, with the final environmental impact statement and record of decision anticipated in the second half of 2027. Integra Resources trades on the venture with ITR and on the NYSE American with ITRG. And Scorpio Gold has reported a drill result from the new target at the Manhattan District in Nevada, the Black Mammoth target within the Manhattan Caldera, with a hole returning 0.58 grams per ton gold over 18 meters from a depth of 311 meters. The result is distinct from the Zanzibar trend step-out drilling that has driven the bulk of Scorpio's exploration news this year, and indicates the broader Caldera system hosts additional mineralized structures at depth. Scorpio's Phase 2 program has now drilled over 24,000 meters across 84 holes at the Manhattan District. Scorpio Gold trades on the venture with SGN and on the OTCQB with SRCRF. That's your morning briefing here this morning on Mining Stock Daily. It is produced by Clear Commodity Network and is also distributed throughout the world through your podcast network of choice and at clearcommodity.net. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Be well. The information presented should not be considered investment advice. Mining Stock Daily and its affiliates are not responsible for any loss arising from any investment decision in connection with the material presented herein. Please do your own research or speak to a licensed financial representative before making any investment decisions.